now for Brandon.
And it looks like he's going to end up sacking one of them. Try and get this Gideon off the table. Which makes sense. Kill the Gideon and then get in there with the Earthshaker. I mean, you're already so far behind. But, I mean, that's a line of play.
Yeah.
It was available to him, and he took it. So Dom did fire off the end of turn Glimmer. Doesn't look like he liked any of the things at the bottom. And it looks like he drew into an Aether Meltdown and some unknown blue card. And a land is going to flip this Azcanta. You know, they've said it for like ever, like Azcanta is perfect in these control decks where it's a pseudo ramp spell if you think about it.
Yeah, it finds you the card advantage you need to sustain yourself, and then it ramps you into your big threats at the end of the game. Yeah, this would have been busted in something like the old Aetherling standard format.
Don't talk to me about the Aetherling standard format. The card's just so good. It did so many things.
Yeah, hasn't found any sort of footing in Modern, probably because of the mana cost, but like, sustainable threat back in that standard.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
All right, we're going to see another Ramunap sack, and that one is going to hit Dom.
So we're finally doing damage upstairs.
Right. It's going to drop Dom down to 14, and we are going to see an Impulse. Impulse being look at the top 4. Pick a card. Impulse is not actually a card in this deck, but it is what this land is imitating.
Correct. I do very much like this cycle of flip thingies.
Yeah.
Like they're really cool to me. Like honestly, I'm still surprised that this the faux Gaius Cradle hasn't seen Modern play yet. I know some elves have taken to playing one, but then it seems like they hated it and went back to none.
I think it just needs to find its footing, probably a more correct build.
I want to Crater Hoof someone. That's all I care about.
Right. Make elves great again.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon's going to untap here and see if he finds more action. He did just find another mountain. All right.
And it looks like this threat is probably going to be casted out or Aether Meltdowned or like there's a myriad of
Glimmer
answers.
Into some sort of answer.
There's a myriad of answers that Dom has available to him, while Brandon has a one track of I'm going to try and kill you.
Right.
Which doesn't seem to be faring very well.
Yeah, especially on that mulligan. We've seen him sacrifice I would say 3-4 lands.
I do believe it is 4 lands. 4 lands exactly.
Exactly. And look how many he has on the battlefield.
Yeah.
He has hit nothing but land drops. And that's just not what his deck's looking
And then Dom impulses into Glimmer because, why not?
Right, which means he took the Earthshaker Kenra damage, but he can afford to.
I mean, yeah, you're at 14 down to 12. You have all the lands you want. Now at this point, all you're caring about is trying to find your approach.
Exactly, which he still hasn't found. He's gonna get rid of that.
He's seen so many cards, but
he has approach and a big pull from tomorrow. So next turn he's just gonna find the approach again.
Yeah, like why? What? Wow.
Yeah. And I think the writing's on the wall. Like I said, this is just gonna be a non-existent uphill climb for Brandon.
Yeah, like you're fighting against hopeless odds at this point. You're so far behind in card advantage that why are you still playing? Granted, play it out. I'm not one of those people who's like scoop. I love watching people, I love and hate it. But when people are like, I'm gonna storm off, and I'm just like, okay, prove it.
Here's the Aether Meltdown coming down on the Earthshaker Kenra.
I do believe it's one of 2 Aether Meltdowns too, so he has the next creature covered as well.
Right. Explain to the people what approach does and why a deck like Dom's would be playing approach.
So what approach does is the card itself is you cast it, and you gain 7 life, and that's just what the card does. And then you bury it 7 deep, so it's going to be your 7th card that you draw. The second one that you cast just wins you the game.
And we just saw Dom do that while you're explaining it.
Yeah, he just, exactly. Like
if you've cast the second one, it just the line of text changes to basically you win the game.
Yeah, exactly. Which is it's really funny. I've had to explain it to I don't even know how many people at this point, but the only one that has to resolve is the second one.
So we've seen Dom do really well with this deck without even having a sideboard. Now he has a sideboard. We're going to see things like possibly Slash of Talons. I think he's putting those back, but he had the Regal Caracals.
He has Authority of Consoles as well.
Yeah.
So
the Regal Caracals, Authority of Consoles, like he can really set himself up.
Yeah,
for
just
an
let
awesome
me
game.
mute your haste creatures really quick. Also, I'll gain a life off of your creatures entering in the first place, which you have to play creatures because you have to do damage to me. So now playing the deck the way that is intended is a detriment to Brandon.
Exactly, and it sort of turns into Brandon needs threats like
Chandra?
yes, Chandra I would say would do really well for him. Like a runaway Chandra is always good. Also things like Hazaret and Unchecked Hazaret can do a lot of work.
I mean
Glory Bringer.
In the face of Cast Out and Aether Meltdown, I don't even think Hazaret does that much, with the exception of the Hazaret activations.
I mean, that is fair. That's not to say that this approach deck hasn't been, like, fine-tuned.
Yeah.
We actually see Dom thinking about taking some non-zero numbers of approach out.
I mean, it makes sense, because
You can go on the Caracal.
Yeah, that wins the game by itself, right? You just play the cats and just
control your opponent.
Yeah, just like, hey, I counter all your stuff. By the way, I have all these cats. They're huge. And I have lifelink. You only have so many burn spells. You only have so much damage you can do. So, yeah, that's... Those cards are insane against, like, in this matchup.
Absolutely. And we're gonna attempt to do something really interesting here, and we're just gonna hope it pays off for the people. Because this is what the people deserve. So we're gonna go...
Give the people what they want.
We're gonna go up here. And then...
Gasp! Guys, we can look up cards for you now.
Well, don't make any promises.
I don't know if you can see it, but we can do it. I mean, it helps us at the worst.
Right. Alright, so that's going to be Regal Caracal. That's actually the card that Dom is siding into this game.
It's a Cat Lord.
Yeah, it quite literally is a Cat Lord, and...
you can tell by the big one in the middle. He's the boss.
I'm going to go ahead and give us props for making this happen.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of streams where they can't pull up cards.
That is, this is actually phenomenal. And, you know, like, I love how the art matches literally to a T the effect of the card. You have one big cat who gives you two smaller cats. It's great.
Oh, absolutely.
It's great.
Let me go ahead and go back over to this.
So, yeah, I'm a huge buff of card arts, if you haven't known, but...
So, yeah, Regal Caracal is really what Dom's looking to make waves.
Yeah, slam that on
matchup.
turn 5 after controlling the board against Ramunap Red. That seems
Maybe
like
slam it on turn 6 after a Fumigate.
Yeah, one of the two. And heck, even if you fumigate your own Caracal, you definitely still get a decent amount of life. 3 life is nothing to...
And you kept some number of approaches in, so like you still have other win conditions. Yeah, Brandon really needed to find his footing in game 1, and he just couldn't.
Yeah.
That's more land drops than I've probably ever seen out of him on a red deck.
You know, I haven't even seen that many land drops, and I play a grindy modern deck. So... Like, I'm talking, we go to turn 16, and I still haven't seen that many lands.
I'm happy I'm building Greenlight Company, because it's just all the land drops.
Stop.
Land drops on land drops.
I am pathing and pushing and abrupt decaying all of your things. And then wait for game 2. Damnation. or Flaying Tendrils, one of the two. I think Flaying Tendrils is better against you, right? You run Kitchen Fixes?
No.
Okay, then never mind.
1 in the sideboard.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't bring it up in that matchup.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Actually, yeah, Flaying Tendrils actually wouldn't hit. Most of the creatures were 3-bucks.
True.
Hmm?
Gets your mana creatures, and that's about it.
But, like, Damnation would definitely put in work. But Damnation puts in work against most decks, right?
Yeah, like, if you're, like, a slower deck and you play creatures, Damnation just puts in work.
Alright, we see Brendan on a keep and Dom on a mulligan.
How the tables have turned.
Absolutely, but Dom's mulligans look a lot better.
Yeah, I think this is fine.
4 lands and things that find you more cards.
Yeah, like, that seems fine.
All right, it's gonna be Sunscorched Desert, and that's
Won
gonna
you.
drop Dawn.
Send
Dom
a
down to
message.
19. Irrigated farmland starting off the game very similar to last game.
Yeah, he has an Aether Meltdown this time. So, yeah, sure, he'll probably get hit this turn for some damage, but next turn it's not happening. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Ramunap Ruins pass. No turn 2 play from Brandon.
No turn 1 play.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, that's going to be a search for his content for Dom. That's going to give him card advantage.
Lightning Strike you? Yeah.
All right, Brandon's going to take 1. The Lightning Strike Dom down to 16.
So I don't understand why you would just not main phase it.
Because you at least get them to use their mana if they do try to deal with it. Once he saw him play the search, you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like it's always to just beat control at the end of their turn.
That's fair.
This is gonna be an on-crop crasher, and that's gonna drop Brandon. He's gonna have to pay 1 more life to play that, but that's gonna swing for 3 at Dom.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Brandon can exert to make sure something doesn't block, but he doesn't need to.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Ramunap Red versus this is you don't have to exert. There's no blockers.
Yeah.
Like,
It gives you a lot of choice. It looks like Brandon brought in Rampaging Ferocidon.
Hype.
It's interesting because it's good against the Caracal.
It's also very good against the 7 life you would gain off of approach.
Right.
I
forgot it prevents all life gain.
Yeah.
It's good against the Caracal because they drop it and 2 creatures come out and they just lose 3 as well.
And don't even gain the life. So that life link is muted.
Brandon's going to take another 1. He's going to play an Earthshaker Kinra here. We'll see if Dom
He looks
has a
to be
response.
like being smart about it as well.
Yeah,
He's not just playing this Ferocidon into counter magic.
Dom's pulling Aether Meltdown to the front because this Sensor's not going to do anything for Dom in this
Not
spot.
at all. Not at all.
All right, this is going to be a swing for 5. We're going to see something get Aether Meltdown to... All right, Earthshaker Kinra is going to connect for 2, and Dom's probably going to cycle Sensor at the end of turn. I would imagine, right? Like
Yeah, like the Sensor's not going to do anything for you. Yep, there goes the cycle. You at this point you just want more cards because your Dom is quickly falling behind in this game.
Oh, absolutely. He is finding Lance.
He does have the Caracal in hand.
He also has the Supreme Will, so Supreme Will should be able to put in some sort of work. I imagine that. Ooh, Brandon's gonna see this is another end of turn.
Yeah, shock you.
Try to get him to tap his mana.
Shock you.
And I like the play that Brandon's deploying. I think that Brandon's gonna get God on this turn though.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go for.
He has a couple 3 drops that he's gonna try to go for, and Supreme Will is just gonna eat him alive.
Correct.
But at least Dom doesn't get the Glimmer, right? So like you're getting them to use their mana on something else.
Correct. I think yeah, it looks like he's playing smart here and not going to still not putting the Ferocidon.
Okay, this is going to be the one that has Raid, gets a +1/+1 counter if you attack.
Correct. It's a pretty good card. Great on rate.
Absolutely.
Supreme Will that. Now, if Brandon has an
Interesting.
untapped land, he drops Rampaging Ferocidon. He does not, though.
Ah,
That would have been
a super
that would have been
valuable turn.
phenomenal.
Brandon would have been able to convert that turn really nicely.
Yeah, because Dom wouldn't have even been able to play this Caracal this turn.
And Brandon is just sitting with a Glory Bringer in his hand as well.
Oh, that's pretty good. Deals with this Caracal.
So Brandon actually gets to meet the lifelink too after dropping the Ferocidon this turn.
Yeah, he can just drop the Ferocidon. He can actually exert the... Like, I think you main phase the Ferocidon and you exert on the main guy.
The Caracal itself.
Yeah. Because you're the... why not? Why not?
Absolutely, you force him to block with the tokens. And your trades are to be had, but it's...
It's an Earthshaker Kenra. It's coming back.
Yeah. Right.
So it looks like he has Pia in hand, Ferocidon, Glorybringer. Main the Ferocidon.
Alright, Brandon's dropping to 15 off his own lands.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. 15 is more than 7.
Alright, and Dom's going to give Rampaging Ferocidon a read.
And Dom, the way it looks, Dom doesn't have any answer to it. Granted, he has 2 card advantage engines, but... Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just attack with the... what's it called? what's his name?
We're going to give Rampaging Frostodon a read. So it's a 3/3 for 3. Great on rate. Has Menace. Players don't get to gain life. And whenever a creature enters, you lose a life. So you can see why it's actually a great counter sideboard to this Carrick outboard.
You know, I actually am thinking about playing this in Modern.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Jund sideboard against Abzan Mirror.
Ooh, and this is going to be another Caracal, and Dom's going to lose 3 life here.
Yep. Those are some
Off
big
the
cats.
Frostodon triggers.
Those are some big cats, though. Very big cats.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be 2 4/4 tokens. Or 3/3s.
Yes.
Alright.
And, I mean, he needs land quickly, though. The issue being he needs to get this Glorybringer out.
He being Brandon, right?
Yes, Brandon needs to get this Glorybringer out. For sure. I could see him playing the Pia this turn. Just to pad your life a little
You
bit.
also should be able to activate and say that something doesn't block, right?
Correct.
Sack the Thopter.
Yeah.
And then the Menace makes it a little harder on blockers as well.
Yeah, but, I mean, Dom has 4 3/3 cats. That Frostodon, if it swings, is just getting blocked into oblivion.
And Brandon's going to lose 2 here off of his own Frostodon.
But not off of his own lands.
Brandon noting that the Thopter entered as well.
You mean the dice? These are some real good tokens, guys.
The best of tokens.
I always hate it when people bring dice and are like, yeah, these are like, you know, all my tokens. And I'm like, is that a 4/4 or 4 tokens? So Dom's making the think of whether he wants to bin this.
Card.
Yeah, bin the card or draw it. It must be good.
He's been having some pretty successful draws here off of the...
Except the land. But...
I mean, Censor would have drawn him into the land anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So... Either way.
Yeah, I like it. Censor's not doing anything here. Except muting this Glorybringer, but he doesn't know that.
Right.
He does have Glimmer into maybe find a Supreme Will up. Unless he taps mana now.
I mean, I like main phasing the Glimmer.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
You're not concealing anything. I mean, you've been holding on to the same card, it seems like.
For, like, since the game started, yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
He might be able to find something like a Gideon, and then that really just tears Brandon apart. Brandon's going to be able to get in some beats through the air.
Yeah.
This Thopter is not to be discounted. Dom's only at 4.
And the Glorybringer.
And,
Swing for 5.
And the Ramunap activation.
Swing. Swingsies.
It's going to be a Glorybringer. Dom's going to have to do that line of play that you were talking about.
Yeah, he absolutely has to. Glimmer into find a counterspell.
Let's see. It looks like, yeah, Brandon's
Firing
at
off the
12.
Glimmer.
Let's see what we find.
Not a counterspell. Is that a cast out? 1 mana, sure. Ooh. I mean...
that one hurts. He's going to be able to bottom both. He gets 2 more looks.
Counterspell?
Aether Meltdown.
Aether Meltdown. Double Aether Meltdown.
Okay, well, this keeps him alive.
Not for long.
Alright, Aether Meltdown's going to come down on the Glorybringer. And Dom's going to take 1 off the Thopter.
I'm hoping he had the presence of mind to swing with the Thopter.
I believe that he did.
Deal. This is shaping up to be a good game, too.
Yeah, a lot better than Game 1 was. Especially from Brandon's perspective. And
approach, but
it's gonna
doesn't
be
gain 7
approach,
life.
Does not gain the life. So Dom's hoping to win this way, right?
Yeah. That's his only hope right now.
Especially this board's getting a little clogged. I believe though that he should still just be dead on the next turn.
Yeah, there's I don't think there's any out, like swing with Thopter. I mean, yeah, swing with Thopter because Dom tapped
and then
out.
you give it you pump it twice.
Yeah.
And that should do it. If he swung with the Thopter last turn.
Big if.
Yeah. I mean, I
would
hope that he did.
I would hope.
Because this would be a win this turn. All right, what does Brandon got for us?
A lot of thoughts.
Well, absolutely. I would imagine on this board state too.
Yeah, for sure. It's a real convoluted board state to maneuver. That's for sure. Man, can we talk about how this 3-drop just muted 2 5-drops?
Oh yeah, Frostodon is a great. It's like almost exactly made for Caracal.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like R&D catching something before it became a problem.
Okay.
This is going to be Hazard at the Fervent.
That's going to start putting in work.
I imagine so. It does present a clock, but it is also really weird that he must not have swung with the Thopter last turn. This would have just been a win this turn.
Yeah, he's going very wide.
Oh,
swing out. Please tell me
everything has haste. Yeah,
yeah, he's exerting. He's exerting twice. So kill your cat. 1 cat can't block. You have 4 blockers.
1, 2,
and they're all 2/2s.
So he can block everything but the Thopter, but he basically loses his board.
Yeah.
Well, like he
double block Ferocodon. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Dom sees it.
Dom sees the writing on the walls.
Yeah, you don't come back from that because the Thopter just kills you next turn. Or the Hazard activation.
Right. And your main worry is to try to get Ferocodon off the board. I don't know why Brandon just went up to 41.
Lifelink.
He couldn't gain life.
One-sided. He broke the symmetry.
And actually, interesting card. Brandon texts a lot of interesting plays into his matchups. And so the interesting card that we're actually looking at here from Brandon was that I feel like made that matchup for him was actually PNLR. Because it gave him the like go ahead.
True.
Like no matter what, Dom wasn't gonna top deck something to fight through the PNLR. And I can search cards now. So,
oh, is it?
Oh, come on.
Okay. We're trying to find Pia, and we found Mom and Dad and Astral Cornucopia.
I mean, it does have Pia at the end. I
mean, I agree, but it's not what we're trying to find.
That is fair. And, yep, we still get Mom and Dad. And doesn't let scroll.
I mean,
Understandable.
it's like half of Mom and Dad, I guess.
So, PNLR, this is still a work in progress for us, but PNLR is 3 mana, 2/3 I believe, generates a Thopter. When it enters a 1/1 flying Thopter, and you can stack an artifact, any artifact on the board, make it to where a creature can't block for 1 mana. And then for 2 mana, you can give target artifact creature +1/+0. So he gets to make the Thopter bigger with just his mana. Plus the Hazaret would have killed Dom next turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there was just too much going on.
There was too much dead.
All right, and this is going to be a Sun-Scorched Desert. That's
sending the same message.
Both of them. Same cards. Same openers. And that Glacial Fortress is going to enter untapped because of the nice little interaction with the irrigated farmland.
We'll call them bicycle lands.
Bicycle lands.
LOL.
Mountain coming down for Brandon. This is going to be a Soulscar Mage. Past the turn, no hasty threats coming out of Brandon.
Yeah, there aren't really many hasty 1-drops anymore. I don't think there was any, actually.
It was always just Bowmat Courier, but a lot of your haste is in 2-drops or value creatures.
Correct.
Like, we haven't seen Karizev out of Brandon this entire time.
Which is fine. I don't really like that card, but, I mean, hey. I don't understand how she has Menace. She's a child.
She could be menacing.
She's a child.
Yeah, but she's a child with power.
She's a child with a monkey.
But she's a child with power.
That's fair.
And a monkey.
Okay, yeah.
How often do you just see a wild monkey?
Realistically, I would be more afraid of the monkey.
And that's
why does the monkey not have Menace?
It's because it already just destroys you.
That's fair. Like if I see
especially because these people don't play with tokens. So
that's fair.
Then you're just your opponent's like, okay, you take 2, and you're like, why? Ghost Monkey got you.
Ghost Monkey for the win.
All right, this is 2 coming in at Dom. Dom's looking at a handful of lands.
I mean, and looking to get punched in the face for a lot.
Right, this is going to be Built to Smash, I believe?
Yes.
Which is Giant Growth?
Yes, correct. Red Giant Growth.
Red Giant Growth and a Prowess trigger.
Yep. Dom was. It looks like he was thinking about Supreme Willing that.
And that's going to drop Dom down to 14.
I would have Supreme Willed that. Like, what else were you doing on his turn?
Well, I mean, I understand it from the standpoint of you're not just dead. I would have Supreme Willed to Impulse. Probably.
That's fair.
Like, you're not just dead. Brandon has to have, like, a specific amount of spells and more
Yeah, but he
didn't
didn't mulligan this turn. Or this game. So he probably has all the spells.
So 2 Sunscorched Deserts brought Dom down to 18. 2 attacks brought him down to 16. So he should be taking 2 more damage.
Correct.
He should actually be at 12. So yeah, it was a big turn for Brandon. And this is just going to be presenting 2 damage. We'll see if there's any effects.
I mean, I'm sure they're countered if there are any effects this turn.
Absolutely. This is just going to be what looks like 2, and then it's going to be
The monkey
Karizev.
girl.
Yeah. Speak of her and she shall appear. Now, I have tried searching Karizev, and Karizev's expertise comes up first.
That makes sense. So she's a 1/3 menace. That when she attacks, you get a 2/1 monkey. Legendary monkey token named Ragavan. It's a snarling beast that you should be afraid of.
Oh, yeah. Especially because most people don't represent it by using a token.
Yeah, so they're like, you block Karizev, and they're like, okay, take 2. And you're like, pourquoi?
It's going to be a glimmer out of Dom, so he's going to net 2 energy, which isn't at all meaningful in
No, not at all.
his deck. But it does get you through 4 cards, which is super meaningful.
It also
for
does
finding
get
a
you
approach.
this Fumigate.
Yes, it also found him a Fumigate. So that's he's gonna get to gain 3 off this Fumigate and essentially reset Brandon's entire board. Or play this Caracal.
I mean, I was gonna say reset button, but that works too.
And if everything does start to go even worse, then he gets to like blow up his own creatures for value as well.
And gains a bunch of life in the process.
Exactly. So this turns this Fumigate into 6 life gained.
Yeah.
And Brandon's drawing lands.
You know what would be great? A lightning strike right here.
This would be a great lightning strike. So make no mistake, those tokens are actually 2/2s. They get a +1/+1 off of the aforementioned Caracal. See what Brandon has here.
Lands.
He does have lands. We know that for sure.
He has lands.
He has a 5th land and no Glorybringer because he would have played it.
You know, Glorybringer. Yeah, I would have windmill slammed that. Glorybringer is just great here. Kill the Caracal. Get rid of your.
And
cats.
Ragavan gets to swing in. All right, here comes Ragavan.
He has something.
What makes me
Ghost Monkey.
What makes me upset is I found Brandon the token and he's just not using it. I before today found him the token and said, "Here's for next time."
I'm a huge fan of that token as well. It's a monkey with goggles, dude.
I know. I'm really trying here in the community, and I just feel like Brandon doesn't appreciate it.
That's fair. I don't appreciate it either. I want to foil Ragavan.
Okay, this is a Darksteel axe.
It's kind of like Ragavan.
So this is like someone was showing Dom.
I think they had a rules question for Dom while he was in the middle of a game.
Either that, or they wanted to show him the fact that like the letters on the foils look really
Yeah,
weird.
it was probably like miscut. I did get 2 misprint blood gas.
That's the life.
Yeah, it was real funny. The what's it called? The border was gray, basically.
Oh, wow.
It's like a dark charcoal gray.
All right, Karizev's going to get double blocked by the 2/2s, and the Caracal is going to block the Soulscar Mage. So Dom's going to gain 4 life, and then take 1, 3, and basically Dom gains 1 life at the end of this exchange. And Karizev dies without being able to kill either of the tokens.
I mean, unless he has some kind of burn spell.
This was a bad attack.
It was a horrible attack.
So Dom blocked in such a way that Brandon lost everything.
Yeah. 0 value here. He's tapping a lot of mana.
How do you feel about Brandon not leaving up a red for the Bomat Courier?
You know, it pains me.
Right, because you know he's sitting on like lands in hand, and he could potentially get 2 explosive spells under that Bomat Courier.
Like a burn spell that takes out this Caracal.
So you can use a red to sacrifice Bomat Courier and discard your hand to get the cards that are currently under it. And Brandon chose to not leave up a red, probably not thinking about that line of play.
He's not trying to get his Christmas gifts early, is what it seems like.
Right. And maybe, he wants to make Hazaret being able to attack a little bit easier. Whatever reasoning, but, just leave up the red.
Yeah, just always leave up the red. I don't see why you wouldn't leave up the red.
Yeah, also feigns that you have something like Shock, which he would have played during combat had he had it.
Yeah, granted, I don't play red very well. I'm just familiar with the card Bolt.
Yeah,
and I know it does 3 damage.
Bolt puts in work. So does Huntmaster of the Fells. Shout out to Huntmaster.
Shouts out to Huntmaster, which is literally the second reason why I'm playing Jund.
A lot of the versions don't even play it anymore. I just think that's ridiculous.
Why not?
It's one of the most valuable creatures in your colors.
Yeah.
Especially main board. I get sideboarding it out, but just main board, it's a really good card.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sideboarding it, but
Dom's gonna take 2 off of Brandon pitching this land to Hazaret.
Correct.
And so that's gonna drop him down to 9, and then he's gonna play this Earthshaker Kinra,
which gets Supreme Willed.
Promptly gets Supreme Willed. So that's going to hit the graveyard. That's going to be able to actually come back next turn for Brandon. And that's not going to be able to get countered unless Dom has a disallow.
I feel like Dom probably sided out his disallows just because...
Right, it's so minuscule in this matchup.
They're a little bit slow.
Alright, Bomat Courier.
He left up the red this time.
He did. He left up a painful red.
I'll take it.
It's better than no red.
I'll take it.
Right, so...
I think you just sack here just so he doesn't gain life.
So Dom doesn't gain the life. He is going to sack. That's him moving down his die to represent him paying the red. Alright. Hazaret's going to get in for 5.
Yeah. Ooh, Chandra, if that doesn't get countered, that should be good.
Alright, Dom's probably going to need to attack with those tokens just to guarantee himself the life gain.
Yeah, otherwise he just, is going to be dead eventually.
Dead to Hazaret plus Ramunap ruins. Earthshaker Kinra. This looks like a Harsh Mentor in Brandon's hand.
Harsh Mentor works.
What is he? What does he deal with?
Your Ascanta flipped.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, go ahead and, Impulse. Take 2.
Alright. Understandable. Alright, and looks like Dom signaled an attack with the tokens.
Up to 6. Double Lightning Strike still kills him, though. Granted, that's few and far between, but...
Actually, he goes up to 8. Those are 2/2 tokens.
Oh, yeah, true.
Right, so we're at 15 to 8 here. Let's see if Brandon can close this one out.
Math is real hard.
There's a fair amount of ways he can close it out. Dom does have Cast Out, so he has an answer to the Hazaret.
Correct. Which is probably going to get answered EOT.
I would have rather have answered it at the end of his turn.
That's fair.
I
that
get
way,
leaving
so he
up
doesn't
your
even
mana.
get like 1 activation off of it. That makes sense.
Right, but you're dead to so few things actually.
Yeah,
like Brandon has to have a pretty decent set of cards.
I understand why Dom kept it up for this turn. Glorybringer.
Yeah, that works too.
Hazaret
can't even attack this turn.
But if Brandon ripped a Glorybringer off the top of his library, like GG Regal Caracal.
Right.
Not so regal when you're dead.
Absolutely. All right, we have an activation. Dom's going to fall to 6. And this looks like it's going to be a Chandra play.
There's no counter magic either.
No.
I mean, granted, it's dead next turn, right?
Right, because the Hazaret can't block.
Or cast it out, one of the two. I feel like the better plan would be to cast out the Hazaret, swing at the Chandra.
All right, Brandon's gonna minus to deal with the Caracal.
Oh.
It's gonna drop those tokens back down to 1/1s.
Oh. It's like I didn't even know that was a line you could take.
Brandon looked like he was about to attempt to attack. That doesn't work.
No, definitely doesn't work. Kill.
Ping you with the
your
token.
Chandra.
Dom's gonna gain 1 life.
Do they have lifelink anymore?
Oh no, they don't.
Caracal grants lifelink.
Grants them the +1/+1 in the lifelink.
Bring it back up.
It does.
Okay. Deal.
I was watching Frank Laporte play this card the other day.
I mean, that's pretty good. So he's a couple Ramunap excavation or like activations from winning.
Also, if y'all haven't had the chance, check out Caleb Dorward. It's going to be a card he's dead for Brandon. Check out Caleb Dorward on Channel Fireball. He played Timur Marvel in Modern, and it is just the best thing I've ever watched.
Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me.
It looks so fun, and it's going to be a deck one day.
You know what I really want to do? So I saw this sweet Gitrog Gloam deck on Channel Fireball. I forget who posted it, but like so the casual player in me, which is pretty much almost gone, wants to play this Gitrog Gloam deck. But the spike in me is just like, why would you do this?
It's going to be a cast out for the Hazaret.
Seems good.
All right, Karizev and Harsh Mentor are both on the field, but let's not forget Dom still just has Fumigate in hand. Been pretty patient about this Fumigate.
Yeah.
This is going to be a Supreme Will. He's going to look at the top 4 and pick a card from among them, put in his hand.
And it looks like he has Gideon, Settle the Wreckage,
Aether Meltdown, and Irrigated Farmland.
I think do you just take? I was going to say you should just take the Gideon here. Because, like, so here's the issue to taking this stance of, we'll get Settle the Wreckage. Settle the Wreckage gives Brandon lands to activate Ramunap Ruins. Seems real bad.
It's understandable. From his perspective, he probably just doesn't feel like he's in a losing position. I like that Brandon untapped his Hazaret.
I mean, it still untaps, even though it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, Castout's just like exiles this thing out of existence, and Brandon's like, I'll untap it. Alright.
Send a message.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This late in the game, you're fighting a losing battle against Control.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to main phase this Harsh Mentor.
Which is kind of sad.
Swings.
With the Hazaret that's exiled. You saw he tried to reach for it. It was great.
So it's going to be 3 Supreme Will.
Yeah,
Tom's going to look at the top 4.
Go ahead and Impulse again. Is that double Regals?
Yep, finds a Caracal.
God.
Yeah, he's going to have a great attack on the way back.
Yeah, Settle the Wreckage.
Alright, so Wrath to Exile here. He's going to exile all of Brandon's attacking creatures, and Brandon's going to get a basic land for each.
Tapped, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is quite literally Wrath to Exile.
That's fair. 4 mana, instant speed. Does the same thing.
Right.
I hate that card.
You know what one of my favorite interactions was back in older standards?
What was that?
Quicken Supreme Verdict.
Stop it. Stop it. I'm feeling like you play a lot of blue, and I don't like it.
No, I just love watching people play blue. Especially on like the Pro Tour, because they show people's faces, so you get to see their opponents like do the John Finkel. So if you ever watch John Finkel think, it's like the hardest thing to watch in your life.
Yeah, it really is.
Because he's just like, you'll see like his veins bulging out on his forehead.
Yep.
And he's just like focusing so hard on
It's
the game.
almost as though he's trying to telepathically, or like what is it? No, like
He's trying to like blow up his opponent's mind.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of pros that do that, and I imagine it is stressful situations. Don't get me wrong.
He's a shadow mage that is attempting to infiltrate their minds.
And it's always great. This is going to be 2 being dealt to Dom off Ramunap activation. It's always great when you see that too, because then it's just like you'll see people like Yuya Watanabe, and he just looks so happy to be there.
Yeah. My favorite thing.
Not struggling at all.
Yeah, my favorite thing Yuya's ever done was he was playing against the second Sunrise deck while like in Jun's heyday, and the guy starts going off, and Yuya's like, no, I'll handle all your dice and stuff.
Alright, this is going to be an attack with the tokens from Dom after playing a Caracal. That's going to net Dom enough life to stay alive here, because those tokens are 2/2s again.
Yeah, for sure.
Caracal can just block the Harsh Mentor. Brandon's really needs to find something here. They're both coming down to the wire on time.
Is that
another Hazaret?
Deal?
Dom just has irrigated farmland fumigate. He's been nursing that fumigate all game.
I think you just play it.
He also has enough mana to Ramunap activate.
Yeah, right after. I think you just do it.
Right. Both tokens are currently tapped, so he's going to have to block with the Garrocow.
Jam it.
You also don't die on the swing back, so...
Not at all.
Dom's going to cycle irrigated farmland. Let's see if he finds something.
Nope. Looks like another land.
I was going to say it's good. It sticks to the board.
Brandon must be pleased as punch right now.
Right, because next turn, if I'm correct, he gets the Ramunap activate and discard a card.
Yeah.
There's an inevitability with Hazoret that I just love.
I do too. It's just like this, Jackal God just sitting there like, oh, I'm.
She's the
I'm gonna
last
get
one
you.
that lived.
I know,
All
yeah.
all the other ones died.
It's really funny how that worked. R.I.P. Ronus.
Yeah.
You know what the saddest thing of my entire life, looking at Ixalan, or not Ixalan,
No attack here.
I think I'm pretty sure he didn't attack with the cats.
That's interesting because I saw Brandon moving life totals.
Not too sure. We'll figure it out in a second.
Alright, looks like an authority came down for Dom off to the side there.
A little late.
Absolutely.
Little late.
Absolutely. We'll see.
But
Coming down to the wire, we're about to have to call time.
The saddest thing that ever happened was the Jackal God wasn't black. Jackals weren't the black race.
Was there a black race?
No, there wasn't a black. There wasn't a black race. They were just zombies, and Bantu was the black god. But realistically, in Egyptian, lore, Anubis is the god of death.
Oh, right. I see what you're going for. That is interesting.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Seems like a gross oversight to
All right. It's going to be a Ramunap activation, dropping Dom down even more, and call time on them. Looks like Dom's the active player. Alright, Dom's going to be the active player. Dom's going to be turn 0. So, let's see. Time started right on Dom's turn. He should be turn 0.
Yep.
Alright. It's going to be a Glacial Fortress coming down for Dom. He has a pretty big Fumigate, so he can, attack, gain the life off these tokens, and then stabilize.
And then just get a draw.
Right. Shoot the draw.
I mean, why not? I mean, the only issue would be if Brandon were to draw, a bunch of lightning strikes and shocks off the top.
Right, and Hazoret does just live.
Yeah, Hazoret's still there.
Like I said, I believe he gets Ramunap activation plus discard next turn.
Yeah, which is a pretty good.
4 damage.
Pretty good. I don't like attacking with this Hazoret right now.
He's not attacking.
Oh, okay.
He should be. Looks like we're looking at a token attack.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Of course. It is definitely. Wait. What? Hazoret doesn't die. I was about to say. Come on now.
Dom's just gaining the life, so Dom's gonna go up. All right, Brandon's gonna untap here.
So we're at turn 1.
It's gonna be turn 1 out of 5.
I feel like Brandon's trying to check what all he still has.
I believe he had a Kenran Yard. He has another one in hand, but
why not both?
Doesn't quite stop all these lifelink blockers.
No.
So it turns out that Dom's been representing the 4 tokens with the
that
4
makes sense.
dice instead of it being 2 2/2s.
That makes so much sense now.
It was 4 2/2s. This is we need tokens.
We need
for
tokens.
These people. I mean, I found tokens for Brandon.
Yeah, so he discards Earthshaker Kenra, and then Ramunap activation.
Is Ramunap the only desert he has to sack?
I think that is.
Okay, so that would be the risk to doing something like this. Yep. Alright, he's going to sack Ramunap down to itself. That's going to drop Dom down.
I think you do nothing here, and then you
Yeah, you just don't want him gaining life. Oh, Aether Meltdown was already in hand for Dom.
Yeah. I'm not too sure why he didn't just play the Kenra.
It doesn't do anything.
I mean, that's fair. You're right. It's a lot of lands.
Plus, you can always just Eternalize it.
That's a lot of lands.
It is a lot of lands. Dom quite literally has lands spanning his entire board. Alright, this is turn 2. Dom's going to get in with everything.
Dom's going to go ahead.
He's looking to win.
Yeah. Block. Aether Meltdown, the Hazaret.
So it doesn't kill the Caracal. One of the tokens is going to die, but Dom's going to connect with 4 damage.
He trades with the Harsh Mentor. Yeah, this is just overall probably going to be a draw. Like, I don't see any outs on either end.
So 0, 1, 2. This is turn 3. Dom can win the following turn.
Yeah, for sure.
All the tokens are tapped. You can Eternalize an Earthshaker Kenra, but you don't get to swing with the Hazaret.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, no, you still swing with the Hazaret. You can still swing with the Hazaret, but, like, that doesn't do anything. You're just doing one.
Right.
Okay, comes in tapped. Oh, he... Okay.
Yeah.
I
Dom's
forgot.
gonna gain the
The authority is still there.
Yep.
So even then...
And the token gains him a life too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Dom's gonna take this one. Because his swing back would do it.
Wow.
He exactly 7 actually. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yeah,
Crazy.
I'm gonna give him props on navigating that game. He showed a lot of patience with his various removal spells.
That is very true.
And we're gonna
Held on to a Fumigate to the very end as well.
Yeah, actually never ended up needing it, and that's something I thought I'd never say about the card Fumigate.
Yeah, that's skill there.
All right, so we're gonna reset, and we will be back with round 2 in about 10 minutes.
Jeez, dude. That was a game.
Absolutely.